Hey everyone, welcome back to Casual Conversation with the Homies. This is on the GRT Sports Network over here on YouTube. We got Tito, we got Guru, and we have myself, Ray Mir. Um, we normally come on 30 minutes before kickoff, but I thought we'd get on a little bit earlier so we could talk a few random topics. Nothing too deep. And I was just telling the guys right now, I'm officially off the Baker Mayfield train. I still think that they can go far in the playoffs if they play right. And I'm not saying like they're not a good team because I still believe they're a good team, but he's not going to get paid. I don't think he's not going to get paid, and he hasn't shown. If the season ended today, like things can still change, but I don't know. I think I got to change my stance on Baker Mayfield. And I said,
Tito.
I'm just saying it's about time, right? I mean, it's don't get me wrong. He's a quarterback. He's not elite. You don't need him to be elite. I mean that team, they have a defense. I mean, if anything, they have the best running tandem in the league. That I think they need to rely on a little bit more. But he's not this Baker Mayfield, to put on a pedestal type quarterback, in my opinion. He could win you some games though, but at the same time, he could lose you some games, right? Like the
he
decisions, like
doesn't win games. That's my
yeah,
issue with him. So why it was watching the Chargers game, man. Like yeah, his defense let him down, let the Chargers come back, but
yeah,
it's too many games that he had over the past 2 seasons where he can have his quarterback moment, and he don't have it. Like last year when they played Monday night against the Ravens, Lamar Jackson had his moment and led his team back. But people be forgetting that the Browns got the ball back on the last possession of that game, and Baker Mayfield couldn't do nothing. And it's just like he does the same thing, and it's like he has his team puts him up in a big league. He got the best running back tandem in the league. His defense plays okay for 3 quarters. I don't know what happens in the fourth quarter, but when they put the game on the line where he has to win a game as a quarterback, he drops the ball, man. And looking at that draft class between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield is like the only who else? It's two more. Josh Rosen and who else?
Um,
It's five of them, right? It was
Sam Darnold.
yeah, Sam Darnold,
Sam Darnold.
Josh Rosen, they suck. But
Yeah.
um yeah. Um Yeah, and Baker Mayfield is just putting himself in that position too. Look at the Dolphins. So
yep.
Are
They
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 driving?
scored. They
not they
scored.
scored. They scored
Yep.
exactly like I said was not. They scored. Urban Meyer needs to be fired. But yeah, Baker
Hey, is
Mayfield,
it?
I'm done with him. Not done with him. Like I'm still rooting for the Browns. But he's killing Odell's career. Not say he's killing Odell's career, but he's not helping it like how he should. Like
Yeah.
Well, I think when you're the number one pick, like Baker Mayfield was, the expectations are high. And I'll give you an example of something that I've seen. I've seen lots of number one picks start out, and I can tell you Troy Aikman. All right, his freshman year, I mean his rookie year, he didn't win a game. He didn't win at all. But one thing you saw, you try to take something away from this. Does he? What is that it that he has that made him the number one pick? And that it he had was his arm strength and his accuracy, right, and his leadership. So by year two, they got a running back, Emmitt Smith. All right, 7-9. The season after that, 11-5. So you see the progression when you have a number one pick. They gave him a running game. He had a number one wide receiver, Michael Irvin, there, and they weren't asking Troy Aikman to win the game by throwing. They asked him to win the game by throwing when you have to. When you got to make that big play to Irvin, you you make that play, and he made that play. Baker Mayfield doesn't have that with Odell, and I think that's why it's good to be off of his bandwagon. He wasn't worthy of the
whoa,
number one
his
pick,
bandwagon though.
and,
Nah.
he wasn't worthy of the number one pick. He's not losing games, but he's not blowing people away, and I think that's what they expect.
Yeah, I don't even expect him to blow people away. I expect him to at least win a game. Like, bro, like if you get the ball back and you got like 3 minutes on the clock, like I watched a couple games over last weekend. That was one of them, and the other one was the Dallas game. Like, Guru, the Giants were all injured. That was a fake game. I need to see them play this week. I didn't even watch it. Like I didn't even know that until I went
Yeah,
back on like the Tuesday to watch it. I was gonna text her to,
yeah.
but I'm like, nah, the moment is past. But yeah, who else I want to talk about? Lamar Jackson, real fast. He's playing good. He's good. I you know I think
MVP,
I think I think it goes back to
MVP.
something I said that I know Guru's been high on him, and like I said last year, Greg Roman has to call the right plays for him to throw the ball because he can do it, and
Yeah.
he's been calling those passes where he throws it, and Lamar Jackson looks left right. He surveys the field, then he throws the ball downfield or throws it wherever he needs to get to. So
Yeah.
shout out to him.
Hey,
Go ahead.
shout out to him. I'm not gonna take away anything
You
from
just
his second
you
half
are.
performance,
Go ahead. You
but
just
but I
did.
am, but I am because that first half was on him as well. It wasn't the play calling. It wasn't. He went out there and literally started the game off with a dud. So it's like, but what he showed is he went into that locker room and started to dissect the game and said, "All right, I'm gonna take what they're giving me," and he put it on him and went out there and took that game from everyone. But it was to show like he just got to a very very slow start. Like it was a slippery slope, right? Like they could have lost that game. The other team had a last kick, last chance kick. So it definitely was one of those where he needs to be careful. But I think something clicked in that second half that's gonna just skyrocket him for the next couple of games, man.
Yeah,
Like
I hear you.
literally go up.
I hear you, Tito, and I think you're right. But that's what quarterbacks do. Like they kind of they
Yeah.
play bad. Like
Hello.
I don't. I can't name a single game where a quarterback has played a consistent 4 quarters this season. Aaron Rodgers probably he's the only one I can think of who has like a.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Justin Herbert. Yeah, I give it to him. He has had a
He
solid.
didn't play. He didn't play perfect against us. Thank you.
Oh,
Go ahead.
no, but I'm talking about at least one game where they had like a
We
good
talking about a
4 quarter.
game. We talking about
What
a
you talking
game.
about? If he had one, yeah, and I think it's rare, and
Yeah.
I think Justin Herbert was a guy I was thinking as well too. He plays for the Chargers, so I'm always like bite my tongue a little bit. I'm always bite my tongue a little bit for those
he
guys.
he should have. The Dolphins should have listened to our podcast on our draft show, and
Yeah,
he should have been on the Dolphins.
yeah.
But it is what it is, man.
I just want to say that you know, I scout these guys. I scout them in college, and I've been watching the NFL a long time. And I'm not claiming that I know it all, but I know what my eyes see. I know what my eyes have seen over the years. And this guy is like, listen, NFL has not seen anything like this, where you're going to have 1,000-yard rusher quarterback and can still throw for 4,000 yards. That's just unheard of. But that's what you're seeing, and that's what makes him so special, and that's
I'm
what
talking about
makes him the
Lamar Jackson,
MVP.
right?
Down, yes, Lamar Jackson. He's down three Pro Bowl players, and he's still performing. He's missing his All-Pro cornerback, who's out for the season with a knee injury. I mean, this guy is balling out. So and you're going back to what you said about Baker. That's what you have to do as a number one pick. They were in the same class. You have to be able to win the game, like
Yeah.
Ray Beer said, when the chips are down and you have the opportunity.
Well, here, to circle back on Baker, this game is a circle your calendar type game, man. Like if people are aware, there's a history between Cliff and Baker. Baker does not like Cliff. Cliff was on that Oklahoma team when he wanted to transfer,
Mm.
or when he asked to transfer. So so there's a history there where I want to see Baker go out there and really put it on the Cardinals if he has that it factor, if he's going to take it, but we'll see.
We'll see, man. He's going against one of my most hated quarterbacks, who I'm starting to like, Kyler Murray, but still F him.
And can I say one thing real quick
Yeah, go
before I
ahead.
do this? I want to say what Jalen Hurts. All right, he performed on Thursday night. I'm tired of people bashing him. This man is only 11 games into his NFL career. If we're going to look for Mac Jones and for Tua to Tunga Valoa to wait for them to progress, we can certainly wait for a second round pick who's playing with really just pieces. To give and I give a person 30, and I think people saying that he doesn't have it. He played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's in his 11th pro game against the defending Super Bowl champion. So anyone who's bad on his horse, this guy will be a Super Bowl winning quarterback one day. I really believe that. He's won all his life.
Yeah, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I
But
think he's a talent.
I think people are giving him benefit of the doubt, though, Guru.
Yeah.
I
Watching this game though, I don't think him and that coach are a good combination, or the play caller, whoever's calling the plays. I don't think that's a good system for him, in my opinion.
I agree.
yeah, I mean, I think Tito, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was getting
Oh,
a call.
okay. I
I'm
said,
back. I should be back.
his phone had cut off. But yeah, I hear it, Guru. I think I think people are gonna give him his games. He just I think if he just eliminates those like one or two mistakes he has where he throws the ball down the field, he'll be fine. I think
The dead
people
receiver dropped the touchdown pass.
I know, but I'm saying I think even with the sports media, I think they're Jalen's Hurts attitude and his his bravado is what's winning everybody over. Like even he's not playing good, but he's saying the right things and he looks like a guy who's like two shakes away from like having a better record. Like if he's literally on the 1 yard line and they don't call the right plays and they don't get a touchdown when they go against the Niners, that's what happens. Like, but I think people are he's playing. He's a gamer. He's a baller. He has some more games. He has the rest of the season to win people over. And if they if they have a bad record, like if they have one of the worst
I
records in the
don't know a
NFL,
quarterback in uh, I don't know a quarterback in next year's draft that you can replace him with and say, oh, he's going to be better. Like,
yeah, I don't
but
think
I
no quarterback
appreciate
in the
you
draft
pointing that
last.
out.
But I'm saying if they don't have if they're at the bottom and the top of the draft like that and they have those picks, you know, you know, if you're in the
Get him
top
some
five,
weapons.
they'll think about getting a quarterback. I don't think that's
Get
too
him some
far.
weapons.
I don't think that's too far fetched, but we'll see. We'll see what the city and the owners and GM thinks about him. Who else I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Even Tua. I seen a thing on the internet. Where was it at? What did it say? It said, and it was talking about Tua, and then I was like being devil advocate because you know how I feel. I'm not the highest of Tua, but I ain't the lowest on him. But it says Trevor Lawrence in his first 5 games is 0-5, 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Tua Tagovailoa in his first 5 games, he's 4-1, 7 TDs, 0 interceptions. And it says, why doesn't Lawrence get the overwhelming hate Tua got as a rookie? Just curious. Some guy tweeted that, and I saved it.
Good point.
Yeah,
Good point.
it's different though. So when you think about it, Tua came in late in the season when Fitzmagic had the team already rolling, so they had a good team. And Trevor Lawrence played for like a dirt team, a dirt head coach, dirt like players around him. So
Yeah.
people naturally just gonna give him more time.
Yeah, he deserves more time, but I would disagree that Jacksonville doesn't have talent. They got a good running game. They got veteran receivers,
That
a
running
young
back
up
is
and coming
good, but
receiver.
he's liable to fumble every play.
Yeah. He can't
Yeah,
hold
he
on to
do
the
cough
ball.
it up too much.
He coughed it up
But the
twice
coach, you're
this
right.
game. He coughed it up twice this game, and he lucky he didn't lose
Yeah.
those fumbles. Hey, just know that the Dolphins have the ball back, and it's like a couple. How many minutes left? I can't see from over here.
Yeah. Nah.
You
Urban
said
Urban
eight.
Meyer lost that game, dude. You take the points there, man. You take the
Yeah,
points there.
if you're Owen,
Unless your kicker's injured. Unless your kicker's injured, but you take the points
yeah,
there.
he's not
I
That
injured.
was a
think you
dumb
fire
call.
Urban.
They need to fire
You
him.
let
He led down his
fire,
team, man. He led down his team.
leave him in London.
Leave him. He most likely will stay over there and come
Right? He's
back.
gonna fly by himself.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh, we have 12 days off now because we flew to London. All right, I think I'm gonna spend two
It
days.
just goes to show you. it just goes to show you, be careful what you ask for, because Urban is smug. He's a man of privilege. Don't get me wrong, he's an excellent college coach, but you look, this is the NFL, and a lot of people thought his skill would translate
I,
because
stupid people.
Jimmy Johnson was the last person to do it successfully. But you know what? Jimmy Johnson had a degree in industrial engineering, so he knew how to deal with people. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Okay.
he was going to work for IBM, so he had the ability to work with people. He was an engineer by nature. Urban Meyer, he's a great X's and O guy, but he doesn't have the communication skills that you would need at this level. You can say anything you want in college. NFL, people gonna look side eye.
Yep. I think on this show with Guru and Tito, y'all been consistent that in the NFL, it's not college. Like you got to treat these guys as coworkers, and they're not like your
Yeah.
subordinates or nothing like that. So Urban Meyer doesn't know that. Hopefully he got it, but he lost his team, man. Other team news. I'm surprised we've been letting Tito off the hook this week by having the worst franchise in the world. I literally like
Oh, they,
because
No, he's
hey,
not gonna get
hey,
off the hook.
no,
I want to talk about them today.
they
we
came
all
out
know.
to
I mean,
I just
I told you guys.
I read I
The
read one.
difference between being hey, get this. The
Tito,
difference
you
between being
start.
a Washington fan and any other team fan is that we know how to lose. we're no strangers to losing. So that's one of those that's just been embedded, man. Like I follow the team, the players that are on the team, but yeah, they are just a horrible franchise. Everything that's been coming out with just the culture that was around that team is just it's crazy, man. It is crazy.
Yeah,
The
they're wild.
It's not surprising though. It's not surprising that the NFL has their back, right? Like they're not releasing anything. Like if anything, the stuff that came out with the stuff that came out with Gruden, not to beat around the bush or anything, came out of this investigation, right? Like literally came out of them going into understanding what's happening in Washington. But somebody had to like to me, like I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, right? And it's like somebody had to have it out for Gruden. Like, who gains from letting this stuff out, right? Like, it was buried for so damn long. Somebody that came across this said, "Nah, like for this the only thing to leak out is really really weird to me." Like
It's the
there
only
has
head
to be
coach that got
hell of
leaked
it.
out thus far.
But there has to be way more shit in there.
I
Excuse
think.
my language, Sunday morning cartoon status, but yeah,
Now I
man,
heard the Pro
it's
Football Hall of Fame dude just stepped down, so I think something's about to happen. And then they had Bruce Allen coming out when they was talking about what did he
yeah.
say? Something about like they were playing like some Latino music, and then a guy was like, "Well, you don't have to worry about that after Trump builds this wall. You won't have to deal with none of that stuff no more."
Yeah,
John Gruden and the other guy who was in like in a text message thread with some cheerleaders, and that scandal already happened, and it was proved fact a couple of years ago. I think that's probably what opened all this up. Um, you know, like I said, going through somebody's private stuff, that's their thing. But how dumb can you be, man? Why would you email that stuff and put how bold are you to put that in the email? I see it for like honestly, like if it was a group text message type of thread or Instagram thread, I would like, all right, that's their thing, that's what they do. But a company email being at that stature, you know not to email nothing crazy at work. Who's doing that? They're dumb. Washington sucks. They need a new name. Um, I'm
they'll
pre-
have a
Well,
new
that's
name next year.
I'm
It's coming next
well.
year.
Ron
We'll
Rivera
see
is
what
in
they
an
go.
unwinnable situation.
Yeah,
John Gruden is out as a coach. He. I don't care about him personally. I think Derek Carr lost the team. Derek Carr always has the opportunity to gain the team's favor, and he just always and I feel him. He kind of like
Lost the thing.
he's like he wants to put that he's a man of Christ, which I am, but at the same time, like finesse those guys a little bit. Like, I'm not saying you need to say you need to say what they need to hear, but we need team unity right now. And if those guys are all mad at John Gruden because he said like some crazy stuff, We don't need to know that you love them. That you could do that could
Yeah,
be personal. Like you could tell them that you love them all you want on the phone, that you don't want to fire, that you know this is BS, whatever. But don't come on, man. Don't go in front of the media and plead that case. Not right now, at least. Like you got you know John Gruden's gonna always have his sympathizers and supporters, and that's fine. But right now, when you got the whole I'm not gonna say the whole locker room, but a lot of moves been sketched. I always been said he been sketched since he hired Richie Incognito. Like how is he 37 getting all this money?
yeah.
Besides, he just the type of person that Gruden might see himself as. When I might have been right when I called that out, but same thing. It's like Carr, dude, you're the leader of this team. Just galvanize the team together, man. Like don't divide it even more. Not say divide it, but don't he's dividing himself. I feel like I think Derek Carr divided himself with those comments. Like and
Let
uh,
me piggyback on that.
oh wait, Jose is in the
Uh,
comments. He said if Gruden was comfortable enough to write it, imagine what the other end was saying. Yeah, I know. Hey,
Yeah.
I say release them all. Like I'm like Guru text all the time. He's all like, oh, Gruden is this is that. And it's like, come on,
Yeah.
Guru. I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones emails leak.
I
He,
never said Jerry. I never said Jerry Jones didn't make it hard to be a Cowboy fan. But you know one thing I know about the Dallas Cowboys is that they're bigger than Jerry Jones. And let me say this: the Raiders are big, absolutely.
yeah, and that's
And let me say something. Let me have the floor for a minute about this because I really wanted to say this on this show. I'm glad I have this platform. When this is the second time Derek Carr had the opportunity to, like Ray Mears said, galvanize his team and have them all follow him. But again, like his, you know, like himself, I'm not gonna say anything. He he tends to always drop the ball. And let me say something about it's not his time. We don't. It's not important for him to tell us what he feels about John Gruden. It's what he feels about the team, like Ray Mears said. And as far as Mike Mayock is concerned, let me tell you something here. I can't be more clear on this. And people who are watching, when you talking, when you're talking to a media of anyone, you have a little powwow, and you say, hey, these are our talking points. We're going to cover this. Maybe don't say that because that might not sound right. And this goes to Mike Mayock because in his press conference, he was saying, you know, I spoke, to the black players and I spoke to the white players. You're supposed to say I spoke to our players, you know, and that right there is divisive, and it just shows how out of touch he is. And to say that, listen, uh, what's the name? Ryan Carl Nassib is a party of one. Why is as far as that? Why is he a party of one? No, he's our teammate. It's our. You see the divisiveness? It's because it's implicit bias that's built into him, and John Gruden hired him. And nowhere, in no way, shape, or form, I mean, should he? He wasn't equipped to give it. He doesn't have the people skills to give it. And listen, just watch the Raiders going forward. I feel for the players, and no, I know myself. If I'm around other black people who I love, and I'm having private conversations, I'm not saying derogatory things about other races. I'm not slurring. I'm not. I'm not saying slurs. I don't have. I I don't do that. You ask anybody I know, and so it's not okay to do that.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a
hey Guru.
private
That's a
conversation.
good point. You're right, dude. I'm not in my text message thread saying crazy stuff about people. Yeah, yeah. Huh? I think people miss that. I really think people do miss that point, Guru. Guru, I think honestly, Guru, I think you might even you're you're thinking on this whole situation about like how like even how you sent us that text message at first about how like it's not a crime if you're like racist, but it depends like you've been sending some like
Yeah.
Your sports takes are wrong, but your
But your life
but your
takes.
life takes about being a decent human being, that might be spot on. All right, so let's get into the picks.
Yeah, let's go. I so obviously the first game is there.
We all had Miami.
Yeah, we all had Miami. We all had oh no, we didn't all have the Bucks.
I had Philly, didn't I?
Yeah, that
Guru,
was dumb.
guru.
Why, dude? Why, dude?
Almost won.
don't, don't know why, but just so you guys know, Guru went with Guru went with Philly in our thread. So the first game on the docket, other than this, the one that's playing right now in London, you got Green Bay versus Chicago. Green Bay is a -5.5.
You think Green Bay versus Chicago? Um, you know what?
Taking Chicago.
Man, I might. Nah, I'm taking Green Bay. I would. I don't know, man. Hold on. Let me think about this one because I think Chicago got some
It's a
momentum,
rival.
and it's a divisional game. And if they can lay an egg, it could be against a divisional opponent.
Yeah, that's I feel the same way, Ramir. I'm leaning towards Green Bay here. I'm gonna say Green Bay just to stick, go with my gut a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
It's a
but
guru.
but I feel the same way. I think if this is a game that they can lay an egg, like they did that first game against the Saints, it's gonna be against Chicago. They have a little bit of momentum, but I don't trust Nagy, man. I do not like that head coach. Um, I do like Chicago's defense. Pause, but Green Bay.
Okay, cool. Next game. I got you. I got
Cool.
Green Bay.
Next game is going to be Cincinnati versus Detroit. Cincinnati is -3.5.
Detroit. They got to win. They need their win. This is it.
Yeah, the coach is crying.
They played good last week. Them players coming out. Them players coming out balling today. Watch and see. Yeah, Cincinnati.
Man, I got Cincinnati. I gotta stick to my gut here.
I got Cincinnati as well, man.
I think Detroit. I
Bur-
think if they win, though, I'm gonna be surprised. Like I kind of think they've been losing like at the last minute. Like they could easily be like 3-2 right now.
they
They
have
almost
found
beat
every yeah,
Baltimore.
they have found every possible way to lose.
They don't have enough talent. They scrapping though.
Yeah. The next game is Houston versus Indianapolis. Indy's a -10.5. That's a big ass line, but I got Indy here.
Indy.
I have Houston.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
telling you, bro.
Tyrod Taylor playing?
I don't care.
I don't think he's back. I don't think
David
he's back,
Mills is
but
playing good.
yeah, but all right. So what do you guys think of that coach coming out and saying Tyrod's the starter as soon as he comes back?
That makes sense.
I agree.
Tyrod Taylor. One thing about him, he gets you W's.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's what I thought, man. I mean, I know Davis Mills is playing his stock is rising. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean Tyrod gives you. I mean, you saw what he did for week 1. They came out swinging. So I got Indy here, though. You guys know, even though they're 1-4, I hate Carson Wentz, but I like that D. So
Hey, pause again. Super
right.
pause. But I hate Carson
Whoa.
Wentz, so that's why I'm going with Houston.
All right, the next game you got the Rams versus the Giants. Rams are -7.5. I got LA here.
I got the Giants.
Man, I think the
The
Rams are.
Giants are scary good.
Nah, they I think their players might be hurt, so I'm going with the Rams.
All right,
That
so you got
Kadarius Tony is a beast.
the next game is going to be your guys' favorite game of the week. It's going to be Kansas City versus Washington. Kansas City is -6.5.
Tito, look at my face.
Hey man, where's Mahomes, man? Where's Mahomes? Hey, I'm gonna go out. This is gonna be a shocker to absolutely no one. I'm gonna say Kansas City.
For real, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say Washington.
Whoa. All right, Rainier.
Hey,
Let's
nah, let me
go.
see.
What
Kansas
you
City.
want me to let's see, change my mind. Change my mind. Let's see.
Nah, so
I have a feeling Mahomes, this could be a game he can come back, right? He hasn't been playing bad, but at the same time, I mean, hey, that defense, I just do not man, I was talking, I was telling this to Guru, man. Washington, if you look at, I mean, I've watched every game, right?
hmm
They have lost every game. Like, even the ones they won, they have lost every game. Like, it is them. They are in control of their destiny in each one of these single games against the Chargers. Last week they have literally lost every single game. I haven't seen anybody actually beat them, but this is one of those games where I just think KC has been beat. I mean, dude, they're 2-3. Come on, man. You think they're really gonna fall to 2-4? Um, I just against my better judgment, you know what? Let's go Washington. I'm a diehard. You guys know this. I'm going Washington.
I'm glad
I, I'm
I was glad
I'm
I was.
going to
Go ahead.
I'm going. Now I say I'm going to Chiefs, but I'm going to say Jack Del Rio. He gonna have to go after this year. They're not responding to him. I'm not saying he's a bad D coordinator, but just not responding. They've regressed.
Um, KC is a bad team. They're exposed. They're the only team in the NFL where people not respecting their record as being losers because they just so caught up
Yeah.
in yesteryear. Patrick Mahomes has been turning the ball over. Washington is due for a bounce back, man. They're retiring Sean Taylor's number one of my favorite DBs of all time, safeties. They got the hopefully they
Is
got to go.
KC in your division right there?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I haven't picked one AFC West team all year. I've been exposed.
And he's doing well. Hey, but you're still doing well with your picks, man.
Yep.
Oh well, you can give out a couple games. That's
But
good, man.
watch when the football team beats the Chiefs today. Guru.
oh gosh. I'm gonna deliver. I'm gonna say, Raymere, order pizza. I'm delivering it. I'm delivering it from Grubhub to your house. Ask your kids what they want.
Yeah.
When that happens,
All right. It's
All
gonna be
righty,
like you gonna owe another pizza, Guru. Just know those.
right?
you heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
I know.
That
No,
sounds like
no
the.
comment. No comment on Guru owing pizza. No comment. Next game is going to be Minnesota versus Carolina. Minnesota is -2.
I got Carolina. I mean, I got Minnesota. I'm
I got
tripping. I'm tripping. I got Minnesota. I got Tiny Soda.
Minnesota.
I got Carolina here.
I don't know. Carolina's been
Separate.
exposed, bro. Sam Donald, and Christian McCaffrey. They kept trying to say he's the best back in the league, the number one
Right.
running back
Can't
on
stay healthy,
in
man.
Madden. Like, bro, how he doesn't stay healthy? He needs to switch over to being a slot receiver. Just Sam,
Chuba, man. Chuba. In Chuba, we trust, man. You guys are going to know who Chuba is.
I like Chuba.
He's good, man. He was good in college.
I
Um,
just need him to hit some holes though.
Next game is a marquee game for me. I would say for us, you got the Chargers versus Baltimore. Baltimore is -3 here. Baltimore's a favorite.
Baltimore. I'm gonna tell you, Lamar Jackson was a rookie when he played some of those guys. Now he's 3 seasons in. He's gonna put it on their butts today. He owes them, and don't think he forgot about it. It's gonna be a show in Los Angeles.
I'll let you think a little bit, Raymir. I'm gonna go Chargers here. No surprise, right? You guys know that I am enamored with this team. But that coach,
Rider.
man,
God,
that coach, man. Hey, how many times has he gone for it in fourth down and it's worked, man?
fourth and eights too.
he
What's
got
wrong with
some
him?
talent.
He he got some guts. He got some cojones on him. He be going. It don't
Hey,
need to
He
be
got
man.
fourth
some
and
talent.
shorts.
Right, right. He's pushing some of the right buttons, man. I think that team is playing for him. They're responding well, but this is a dangerous game. This is going to be a fun game, man. So I got Chargers here though.
Man, I think Lamar Jackson gonna have a great game, but his defense is always spotty. And then
Just believe in Lamar.
no, Lamar, I don't think he's gonna have the ball last.
If you don't have the ball last pick, that's only going to be because they're up by 10 points.
Oh,
Nah, he could do a game-winning drive, and then they can give it back to Justin Herbert, and Herbert can tread the field. I think that's what's going to happen. But I'm gonna go with Baltimore here because
there you go. It's a good pick, man. Either or, there's a pick 'em for me, but let's go
It was
Chargers.
easy for
Bolt
me.
up. Next game, you're gonna have the only undefeated team, Arizona Cardinals, the
Arizona
Kyler Murray
versus Cleveland.
versus Cleveland. I'm gonna start here, guys, because I think there's gonna be a shocker, but I'm actually gonna pick Cleveland here. I think I think that defense can win.
Arizona doesn't have their head coach today either.
Yeah, they got a fair amount of coaches out, right?
Yeah.
They on the protocol list. Who you got, Guru?
Oh, who? Which team?
Cardinals, Arizona versus the Browns.
Oh, Cardinals.
Yeah, I got one. I'm going.
But I didn't even think of
I'm going. I'm going Arizona.
it. Don't believe in Baker no
Hey
more. I'm
Tito,
glad.
this week. No, I still do. I think they might win. But Tito, if this would be the week that separates you because you're out on the island on all these picks.
Hey, there's not a lot. There's not a lot, but yeah, it will separate. Hey, I've been having some good weeks, man, lately. Next game is going to be the Raiders versus Denver, divisional game. Denver's -5 here. Teddy B's coming back, I believe.
Oh, Denver all day.
If Derek Carr plays the whole game, I'm going Denver. I think, and it's shocker, and it's shocker,
You're just being real. You want to see what happens.
and it's shocker. I think that. Uh, nah, you know what? I'm going Raiders here.
I,
I'm
there
a,
you
I'm
go.
a,
Come on, Rainier. I was gonna tell you, man. I'm going Raiders here, dude. I'm going Raiders. I am
Denver
I
all
am
day.
in a firm belief of waiting and seeing, but I don't know, man. I could be totally wrong in this take, but I feel like this game is gonna be like I'm picturing a schoolyard, you know, a street football game where Derek Carr is just gonna sling it. I think he's just gonna try and throw it as downfield as many times as he possibly can. Like get away from every single game plan, and just go out there and try and win this game by himself. It's going to be interesting, but I got Raiders here for whatever reason.
yeah, I got the Raiders. I think Derek Carr should light it up, and if he doesn't, I think Marcus Mariota will come in the game. He's finally back. For some reason, John Gruden left, and he's magically back off the injured reserve list. They said he was really injured, but I don't know. It could be coincidence.
Who?
I have no idea.
But did they cut Gruden's favorite quarterback,
Peterman.
Peterman?
They they should make it $2
Hey,
million.
you know
That
what?
could be a
Speaking of the Raiders, anytime a head coach has more power than a GM when it comes to player personnel, that team's gonna suck. It has
Yeah.
never been
exactly.
good. And they had a chart up, a crazy chart of John Gruden's picks, and he's 3 for 21 on prime players in the NFL draft.
Really?
Yeah, we only and they're
There you
giving
go.
and they're giving us Max Crosby even though he was drafted in the fourth, but they're saying
Yeah.
he doesn't have who
He
was it?
got lucky with him.
It
You
was
didn't even
Josh
tell him right.
Jacob, Max Crosby, and
Hey, Jacksonville.
oh
A
that
little
guy.
update. Jacksonville tied the game, and they just stopped the Dolphins on fourth down, I believe.
Oh yeah, 1 minute and
Wow.
42 seconds. Um, what's the guy? How am I forgetting my guy? Third and
Renfro.
yeah, third and Renfro. Yeah, Hunter Renfro.
Yeah,
Right.
Renfro. Those three are good.
Yeah. Hey, we said Leatherwood was drafted too high, and he's like stinking it up for us on the offensive line.
Ruggs,
Yeah.
Just
All
not
righty. The
just
Ruggs
next game.
was drafted.
The next game is America's game of the week. You have Dallas versus New England. How is this line only? Dallas is -3.5. How is
You
it
gotta
only
make
three
it.
and a half? Get out of here,
You gotta.
man.
You gotta make it. It's
I got New England still.
What? You're crazy. You're crazy. My bad. I done woke up my dog screaming.
He's like, you, you picked Washington. I mean,
Nah,
I know
Hey,
y'all. I see how
Tito.
y'all
Tito
Rainier,
pick.
just he just don't
Rainier
like
picked
the.
Washington too, man. Rainier talked me into Washington, man.
Yeah, I picked
I'm
Washington,
glad
but
I don't have that problem.
I don't know. I don't know, Tito. I think you're delusional.
Nah,
People
nah.
said Zeke
Here,
was finished. He's been rushing for 120 yards, and that's not even at 25 attempts. He's there at 15.
yeah.
They got Pollard in the
Hey,
backyard.
Dallas,
They have
Dallas defense,
four.
man.
They have three. No, they have four receivers. Like Gallup's not even back yet, and they're playing great. They got two tight ends. I'm sorry. I don't see. Oh, and then Trayvon Diggs is
What's
playing.
his fault?
Yeah, out of his mind, man. No, Dallas is gonna blow out here. I'm gonna go for. I'm still saying New England though. I can't pick Dallas.
I'm gonna pick Dallas. I pick Dallas. I mean, hey, you know what it is. I don't have you guys' problem this. I'm gonna whip both y'all butts in November. We got y'all back to back.
That's be an interesting game. I'll see. I was thinking about going to the game in Dallas, but it's literally on my favorite holiday, so I'm never gonna travel on Thanksgiving. As long as my
There you
wife
go.
is still
Yeah.
cooking it up, the mac and cheese, and the mac and
Yeah,
cheese, I'm cool. All right,
yeah.
next.
You like Velveeta?
No, I don't like Velveeta. Ugh. I mean, I'll eat
Get
it.
out of here,
I'll eat it, but I'm talking about like homemade macaroni. But go ahead. What's Monday night game?
No, it's the night game actually. So
Oh,
I don't know why they didn't flex out of it. They should have. But you have Seattle versus Pittsburgh as your night game.
I know the two
Um,
Oh,
marquee
that's
team.
awesome.
I got Pittsburgh.
That's
No Russell
Pittsburgh.
Wilson.
I
Listen, I'm
I
gonna
got Pittsburgh as well.
go ahead. You know,
Pittsburgh as
you
well.
got Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Geno Smith has been in the league, I guess, about 8 years now, 9 years. Guess what? He just turned 30 last week, and no one even knows about him. Now, let me just say this before I make this pick. Geno Smith, second round pick, University of West Virginia. I saw him play. This guy went 8-8 as a rookie. Beat some real good quarterbacks that year in 2008. Matt Ryan. I mean, some real good quarterbacks.
Tom
So
Brady.
I'm gonna say right now, Tom Brady, he's gonna show y'all that at 30 years old, really 30 is young, especially if you ain't got no wear and tear on you. He's gonna win this game. He's
If
gonna go in there, he's gonna go in the street. I don't think they're gonna change the offense at all. You're gonna see. You're gonna. This is a seasoned pro, okay, and you're gonna watch him ball.
hey,
Yeah,
hey, I'm okay. I hope he balls out. I just don't think he's gonna win. Um, cool.
All right. And Monday night game is gonna be Buffalo versus Tennessee. Buffalo is -5.5. I feel like there's a trap game, but I got Buffalo here.
Tennessee, run, 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 control the clock,
I got Buffalo.
run, run, run.
Tennessee, they can run the ball. They look cool, but Ryan Tannehill is getting exposed for being Ryan Tannehill. And they can't do nothing with the receivers at all. And I'm tired of watching that team.
Yeah,
I'm tired of watching Derrick Henry kill his life for this team that's not going to do nothing for him once he gets old. I mean, once he slows down 10%, they're going to cut him loose. And just imagine if he played for a good team with a good passing game, how much longer he'll be in the league because his body will be saved.
I
yeah,
sent him an Instagram message, and I told him to after this season. I said you're going to have a record number of carries this year. I said after this season, I would not suit up until you get more guaranteed money up front, like the running back for Carolina, because the running back for Carolina Panthers, he got like 50 million guaranteed. Derrick Henry only got 25 million guaranteed, and they have the same amount of years on their deal. I
I'm,
said, don't you? And you know, so yeah,
yeah.
I don't know,
Well,
man.
I'm looking at
It's hot.
next week.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm looking at next week's game for the Thursday. It's Cleveland versus Denver.
Denver,
Cleveland.
put me down.
Cleveland as well.
Put me
Just
down.
FYI.
Put me down.
Uh, I'm
I
gonna
know what you're
narrate
doing, Redmere.
right. I'm going to narrate the last 5 seconds of this game. So it looks like it's going into overtime. But Urban Meyer just called the worst 2-minute drill to get into field goal range to
What
potentially
happened?
win this game ever. So it's 4th and 8 right now with 5 seconds left. They're going to Hail Mary it into the end zone. I mean, I hope it works, but they're tied right now. No, they didn't even Hail Mary it. What? Oh, they got it. Tell me they got it. Look, he shut me the hell up. But basically what he did, there was 5 seconds left. They shotgunned it into thinking they were going to go into a Hail Mary. They shotgunned it into field goal range and called a timeout. They had a timeout left. There's 1 second left on the clock. They're in field goal range. They're going to go for the win here.
Uh-oh.
I was about to say, man, what? He fucking shocked me, man.
Wow, the defense. That was a good
How
call there.
far is it?
I think it's like a 54 yarder, 55 yarder, 53-yard attempt. Here we go, Jacksonville.
Let's see.
Cash, got it.
Made it.
Yep. Wow.
They won.
Hey, man. That is crazy. That is
Wow, they
crazy.
won.
Yep.
They're not a bad team.
They just got bad coaching.
I don't know,
Urban Meyer,
man.
he escaped this week. He called
Wow.
a bad game.
He did, man. But hey, what he did in that last game that last down was ridiculous. It was 4th and 8. It looked like they were going for a Hail Mary to get into overtime. And he literally went, I guess, 4 seconds. They let 4 seconds run a 4-second play, dude, to get into field goal range. That's hella nuts.
Urban Meyer, he well, celebration is on.
Hey, no, they could have won this game way earlier, right? If they didn't go for it in that 4th down. I think you're right, Ramir. He called a really bad game, but hey, he got the dub.
Yeah.
Damn. That still doesn't excuse them from going under center with that 24-year-old.
Wait, what? Oh, oh my God! It took me a second. He's in there like this too, calling all the plays. But all right, y'all. Good show. I'm glad we got him a little bit earlier and talk about something else besides just doing the picks. What else? Kyrie Irving can't play, but Bradley Beal can play. What else is going on in sports media world? The Giants fans dumb.
Bradley Beal.
Yeah, he's unvaccinated, but he can play in New York and in New Jersey, but Kyrie can't. They get technicalities. I get it. Whatever. San Francisco Giants fans, they was talking all big and bad. Oh, we want the Dodgers. We want the Dodgers. And I'm like, hey, Dodgers are a good team. I'll tell my boy at work. Dodgers are a good team. Stop saying that. Like you should want them to lose this playing game. No, man, we want to. We want to play. We want to win. We want to get them in. This would be a good series. I'm like, as a sports person, I don't want a good series or a good playoff game. I just want my team to win. And I'm like, the best team for y'all to win is not to play them. You guys get them, talk big bag on the radio, win the first game, and now look at them. They all just crying right now. And I'm not saying I'm jealous because I'm not, but I'm saying be realistic when your team is going against another team. In your mind, you want the other team to be worse so your team can have a better chance of winning. If you say you want to see some, I think that's cap, especially in a game where it's a series. If it's a series game, if I'm a Raider fan, we get to playoff and we go against our divisional opponent, and I see a good team. I mean, a good game. Yeah, that's cool. But I obviously want to go against a weaker team so I can get an easier road to the championship. And
Yeah.
they got all those wins, and they ran into the big bats of the big backs and the big check swings of the umps. But you don't put yourself in that position, you don't be in that position.
Hey, what goes around comes around. But at the same time, I was like, it wasn't it was an unfortunate way of losing or winning, whichever way you want to see it. But oh, does it feel so much better as a Dodger fan to have them lose this way, because it's going to hurt a lot more. and longer too.
Yeah, and in the American League side, I hate both teams that are left in there. They're both cheaters.
Who's
The
that?
cheaters versus the cheaters.
They're
Yep.
both the cheaters versus the super cheaters. I hate them guys. Boston can SAD. Houston, they've been SADing for long, and if you don't know what SAD
Well,
acronym is,
Houston. That's they're not cheating now. He's like a good manager.
Guru, I don't want to hear that, dude. I don't want to
He
hear that.
is.
If the infrastructure is in place, anybody can step
He
in.
cleaned it up.
No, he
He cleaned
basically
it
Mike
up
McCarthy, bro. He can't. Everything got kept the same, and he just and he and he's just there.
with no cheating, right?
No,
He's
that, I
a
don't,
guy of
bro.
integrity.
I don't care if Dusty Baker coaches. He can coach for any other team besides the Astros. He
Yeah.
coaches the Astros, who cheated the A's, who cheated the Yankees, who cheated the Dodgers, bro. So I don't care
Yeah.
about none of them. I don't care, Guru. There's nothing you can tell me. I understand that Dusty Baker, and I can visually
Yeah.
see that he's a
Okay.
brother. I can see that, but
Hey
I
man,
can care less.
it's I. Yep, the American teams, I hate them both at the same time. They're cheaters, but if I had a root for one, it's going to be Boston because they got some Dodgers that I absolutely loved when they were on the team. They got Kike Hernandez, who's just playing out of his mind right now for Boston. And Verdugo, who was part of that Mookie trade, but I love Verdugo because he brought us Mookie,
Yep.
and Mookie's my favorite player. You know, so
Hey, quick hits. We got Jose in here. He said, "I would rather see a good game than my team win." That's why. I don't understand the logic. And he's right.
no, he said then. Oh yeah, yeah. There you go. I was reading it differently, but no, that's what he said.
Yeah, yeah. And then,
But yeah, but it's true story, man. He was texting me. He definitely said he was hoping the Packers would miss that field goal. Man, talk about what a weird game. Nobody wanted to win that game, right? Like,
man,
talk about announcers jinx too on Crosby. They kept saying he was like, hasn't missed in like 100 field goals or whatever, and goes out and
he
misses
goes
it
out and
by
misses it
yeah.
by a whole bunch. But all right, y'all. I gotta get going.
For
Keep
sure,
me
man.
updated with the scores.
All right.
You
All
guys
right.
have a good one. Hey, Jose,
All right,
thanks for
yo.
All
watching.
right,
Have a good one.
Jose.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for watching, Jose.
All right, y'all.